Hey, what's up guys? Coach Brandon back here, Team Ravage Fitness. All right, so we're up to video 3 now. Number 1 was mindset, okay? Number 2 was easy start, okay? And number 3, this week we're gonna elaborate on increased activity. So when we talk about increased activity, so we're going back to thinking about our goals, and we're wanting to become more active and what that looks like. So, you know, one of the things that really affected a lot of people was, you know, when this virus happened, a lot of people had to stay home. I've seen tons of people on social media, you know, the Corona 20 or whatever, you know, they've gained weight because of staying at home. Well, you may have been somebody who didn't necessarily work out much, or maybe you even just ate okay, but your physique was okay. Like, you didn't have like a lot of extra weight or anything, but you were fairly active, right? You know, going to work, doing whatever you're doing at work, and then, you know, coming back home, but you had a fairly active schedule. Maybe you had a lot of steps you got in, different things. So when you all of a sudden just take all that activity away, okay, well then now your nutrition, let's just say you were maintaining with your intake, as much nutrition you were taking in, you were maintaining the amount that needed to just daily do what you do, right? Just walk to work, come home from work, all your bodily functions. Well, guess what? Your need for energy just went down because you're not as active. Well, you have this excess now. So now, that's why you gain the weight from being home. You're not as active. So, and there's easy ways to do this, okay? If you're still at home, use your phone. I'm gonna harp on that because the alarms are great and they help us remember things, but go for a walk. I mean, if you have stairs in your house, go up and down the stairs several times. I mean, take a 5-minute break from your job if you have to sit at a desk all day. Even a 2-3 minute break, stand up, stretch, move around, hit some air squats, you know, do some push-ups, I mean some movement. Go back to one of my other videos, I have some basic beginner movements, depending on where you're at. So, but just think of movement in general is gonna be a good thing. So getting moving around, stretching, increasing your steps, tracking your steps is really important as well. When you're first getting an activity program, you want to increase your activity, because if you're a sedentary person, meaning you don't get a lot of activity, that can be so important for you to know where you're at. I mean, if you go from 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day, and you can increase that by 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, I mean, that's big. I mean, your activity just went way up. So the more that you can move, the better. And so ways to, you know, some of my clients, what I've done is, when they're really busy and they're in an office or somewhere so they can't leave, it's like, what can you do right here, right now? Well, you can obviously stand up, and there's a lot of stretching you can do. You can, you know, get up, walk. Another big thing is going in. If you're going into work somewhere, obviously parking farther away. You know, when you're working at home, okay, within your workspace. If this is my workspace right here, setting up things where you don't necessarily need equipment, but just, okay, I know I'm going to take a step away from my desk, and this is where I'm going to do my little 5-minute workout. If it's scripted, and I say workout, but just think movement. If it's scripted, it's going to make it easier, okay? So increased activity is just moving more, okay? So setting times in your day that you're going to get more movement in. Because if you go from, I'm doing 3,000 steps a day, and then now I'm doing, let's say I worked my way up to 6,000 steps a day. I mean, you just doubled your steps per day, number one. And then being more active, whether it's with your animals, your kids, you know, your spouse, by, you know, doing things together, walking, whatever. I mean, that right there, you're burning more calories. And so now a couple things are going to happen, right? You might level out, okay? You might start seeing that weight come down, right? And nutrition is a whole nother video that we'll have to talk about all that. But just being where you're at, unless you're under eating, if you're overeating and you increase that activity, you are increasing your need for the nutrition. You're going to either level out, stop gaining if you are gaining, or you're going to hopefully get a deficit where you're starting to lose that weight that you were gaining. So increased activity, no matter what you do, is very important. Great for you, great for your body overall health. So make it simple. I love the acronym KISS. Keep it stupid simple. Okay, so this was this was video 3. Remember, mindset, easy start, increased activity, okay, was this one. Next one, we're going to talk about accountability. Ooh, that's a very good one to keep you successful. All right.